Welcome everybody for another Company Fears 3 cast. This time it's me, Herr Blautier, playing as the Wehrmacht, and I play against Wolfe, playing as the UK forces, or the British forces actually. And I think this is quite an interesting replay because I faced a strategy that I never faced before. Actually, Wolfe was spamming something that is most likely spammable due to the balance patch, so yeah, let's have fun watching. And let's see what both players are doing, and maybe let's watch some mistakes as well. So first and most importantly, hey, good luck, have fun. Okay, so first I go for 2 pioneers, as well as the T1, and build up sandbags and do some capping, stuff like that, regular stuff, and go for a Gren. And I thought, okay, maybe since I'm playing against the UK forces and not against US forces, maybe I will go for the MG a little bit later, because, yeah, I thought most likely I'm not facing that a tremendous infantry spam. Thus I decided to go for a sniper. Pretty soon, I guess. Pretty soon we will see Scharfschütze König, der nie sein Ziel verfehlt. So war es damals in COH 1. I'm talking about Company Fears 1, and I loved the voice line of the Wehrmacht sniper back then. Okay, so we see I'm just straight up scouting up this house over here, this fortification, and now I see maybe it's not that a good idea actually, because I mean the enemy could have had the same idea actually, and if we would have arrived here earlier, then I should perform an insta retreat actually. Okay, well, never mind. Let's take a look at the battle group I choose. So I went for the mechanized battle group. That's one of my favorite battle groups lately. It's due to the field sager ability, which I can, yeah, actually choose first. And it's nice because, yeah, especially versus US forces, because when you are facing an infantry spam of the US forces, it's pretty hard to keep up with the map control. And I observed that it happened quite often that you lose some fuel points especially. And due to the fuel sager ability, you grant 5 fuel every time your infantry squads are recapturing these fuel points, like over here for instance, or over here. And I think especially at this map it's quite nice to go for this strat, because I mean these fuel points are so remote from your base that they got decapped pretty often, or get decapped. Okay, so now, the sniper just arrived and he's doing some sniper stuff. In the meantime, my Grants are still in the fortification, so that's a pretty good fight for me. And we see that the UK forces player is, yeah, a little bit confused that he's seeing the sniper, I guess. So, I think he... What is he trying over there? Didn't even remember that. Okay, so... Okay. He went for scoped rifles himself. I think that's quite a wise choice, actually. I even recommended that before all the balance patches, because I thought in the future that might be the sturdy way to go for UK forces players. Or the UK forces. Okay, however, now he already lost 2 models, right? 2 models? No, 3 models, okay. I just lost 1 model of my pioneers. Now he's trying to... yeah, he's overwhelmed by the sniper actually, he's trying to get it. So that's the regular sniper play I often observe. So people are not used to counter a sniper, thus they yeah, get a little bit distracted by it and try to chase it, often just with 1 squad. And that ultimately leads to a tremendous manpower bleed for the enemy player. However, at the same time, we see that he already decapped my fuel points, or at least this fuel point, and capped this fuel point. And I'm having quite a bad time keeping up with the map control. However, I think now I pushed him back a little bit using my sniper, which already earned 4 kills. And I think very soon I will get control of this fuel point, and I already got the fuel sage ability, so everything is fine. I will earn my 5 fuel, and I'm happy with that. By the way, sorry, I figured out how to turn off the fog of war. However, for some reason, this feature just broke. I can't replicate this for some reason. Okay, now since I already thought, okay, most likely I will face some, not some dingoes, so Humber armor cars, as well as maybe the Stuart tank. Oh, a wipe from me, that's bad. Since I think it was AE recommended that as being the new way to go for the UK forces, and most likely he's right. I thought, okay, let's plant some mines and go for the anti-tank gun sooner but later. I think that was a good idea. Even though I think I remember that this anti-tank gun never saw action. Anti-tank gun, this mine over here, this defensive mine over here, never saw action. Never mind, Sniper is doing sniper stuff, and I'm not facing the Humber armored cars so far, which is nice. Pushing this squad back to green cover, and I'm happy about that because now I can keep the fuel point over here. And 5 fuel, there we go. Isn't that nice? Ah, I love it. Alright, now I'm engaging again, and with the help of my sniper, I think I should win this fight. Over having an idle anti-tank gun, that's bad. This anti-tank gun is just good for good looking. Oh, look at that. Oh. Isn't that nice? Grey. And sturdy. There it is. Okay, that is a bad engagement for me. I think I remember that I also wasted this squad because I thought, okay, in the green cover I can cap this point. I was a little bit greedy over here, I admit. And for some reason I forgot about that. Ah yeah, maybe because the first Stuart is appearing over here. And I will get this wipe. This squad, however, survives, I guess. Okay. Yeah, now I'm playing the anti-tank gun a little bit aggressively because I thought, yeah, okay, I have this fortification and the Gren can snare the Stuart, so why not? Let's try it. And I gave it a try and it worked actually, so the tank fell below 50% health, which is the new golden health amount of health in Company Furious 3 to give enemy vehicles a permanent engine damage using snares. And there we go, it's dead. So a huge waste for the UK forces player. And that anti-tank gun survived. Even managed to back it up with more infantry and the sniper, obviously. I'm trying to recap my stuff and get back on the field. However, I think that since the Stuart itself is a little bit cheaper than before the patch, and the unlock abilities a little bit cheaper as well. That was the reason why the UK forces player, we will see that soon, is just about to spam a few more of these Stuart tanks. That's definitely something I thought, okay, this Stuart tank is down, now everything is to my favor. However, it turned out that it's not the case actually. Okay, so we'll recap this fuel point again, and some more fuel, 5 more fuel, and there we see the next Stuart, and I didn't expect that actually, and now will I get the wipe? I think so. So the next Stuart tank already, that's really bad. Okay, no wipe from me, that's good. And he's smart enough not to chase me to my base, so that's fine. However, at this very moment of the match I thought, what, the second Stuart? Oh wait, yeah, there was something. The balance patch! Woo! Now I think I did a mistake over here, so first of all I just took the damage for no reason. Ah, okay. I thought I used another snare as well, which would have been useless, however just took the damage. Also a mistake. Okay, now this squad has to run. Run! Now! Okay, it's running nice. The sniper still is doing sniper stuff. How many kills did you already have? 14 kills, that is not too good actually. At minute 10. I mean, compared to Company Furious 2, a sniper, I considered a sniper to be effective as soon as he got 2 kills per minute on average. Yeah, I think I remember that correctly. So 2 kills per minute. So at minute 10 or nearly minute 11, I think 22 kills would be neat for a sniper. However, at the moment it just count 15. Very sad. And yet we are seeing it farming a little more kills. Or some more kills. Nice, that's a wipe for the K-Forces player. So that's good. We wasted a Stuart and got a Pioneer wipe. I mean, these boys are not really expensive, so not too bad for him. At the same time, I think I'm doing a mistake over here because I'm playing my anti-tank gun pretty aggressively again, and it's not really backed up with a Gren. So that is a mistake you really want to prevent, because I mean, every time you're playing your anti-tank gun, it should be backed up with a Gren, because it can snare. The Gren can snare, and that is really important. Okay, there the Gren is coming. A little late, however, just in time. Still, now we see 2 Stuarts, and that is something I really didn't expect again. 2 Stuarts, very dangerous. Ooh, caught the snare, that's fine. However, at the same time, 2 Stuarts will wreck my anti-tank gun, I guess. Yes, they will. So that is really bad. And I'm doing the mistake not to grab this Gren over here, ignore the fight, and instantly run over here to snare down one of these Stuarts. Got a wipe over here, so that's quite a sticky situation. Oh no, Blautier, what are you doing again? Okay, now I'm a little bit desperate and think, oh, okay, try your best. And it's trying and it's doing its best, so this squad will be killed anyways, but another Stuart is dead. That is a mistake. The anti-tank gun will be decrewed in no time, as we just see. Sniper is firing at the Stuart tank. Yeah, Blautier is a little bit desperate at this very moment. However, I already tagged for the T4, which is pretty neat at this very moment, because, yeah, I mean, 3 Stuart tanks, I thought, okay, most likely won't get the big tanks too soon. That's another mistake. I think this squad should have been going there instantly. I thought, okay, the Flamer can't do that much over here, however, could maybe have prevented the loss of the AT gun just by recruiting it, and yeah, with the Gren combination they could have done it. Maybe even the Stuart would have died. Anyways, I have to retreat, I guess. Haha, look at that, it's so low. It's so low. It's fucking not dead. Oh, this Gren is wrong. Sniper, god. 21 kills. It's still not enough, but it's fine. Ooh, okay, no, that is... Yeah, I remember this situation. I was over here and saw the squad. It was incredibly low, so I decided to engage. I thought, okay, a vetted Pioneer with a Flamer will wreck this low health squad. However, I was wrong. Oh, that's really bad. I think since this boy is full health, I assume that he went for another Stuart. So 2 more Stuarts to kill. That's Yuki. By the way, I would like to mention that in between. Usually, my usual play would now be to call in an 8-Rad armored car, even before the T4 tech, because, yeah, usually I just experienced that it is working quite well against the US forces. And the 8-Rad armored car could have been coming already, I mean, at maybe minute... not 10, but maybe 12 or so. I mean, it is a little bit late, but it's still valuable because I mean, it's having so that nice abilities, like for instance the reconnaissance. When it's wetted, once it's wetted, it gets the reconnaissance ability. So it reveals enemy units in the fog of war with not just a small radius, but a big one. Maybe like the sniper radius actually. Yeah, and I mean, it's not a weak vehicle as well, so it's fast. It can deal lots of damage, so that's nice. Ah, and now we see the Stuart family trying just to get out the engine crit at one of the Stuarts so that I can chase it down with my Panzer IV. However, the Panzer IV, it's just too late. It won't get this Stuart over here. However, this Stuart is engaging for this area of the map to just kill my infantry. And I think I took this advantage with my Panzer IV. And then I experienced something that really surprised me, actually. How many kills do we have? 24. That's not good. I'm more retreating than I'm taking out models at the moment. That is something you would like to prevent, actually. Alright. Yeah, this MG has to go home. I activate the vehicle focus ability. And this is something I really thought, oh wow, okay. So it turned out that the Stuart somehow managed to stun shot my Panzer IV. That is something that's new to me, actually. I mean, now I managed to get the Stuart. I already... Yeah, and that the second... Yeah. Okay, so 2 anti-tank grenades of the sections, as well as just this Stuart, managed to nearly kill my Panzer IV, and I think another anti-tank grenade will just finish the job, which is quite sad. However, I mean, he gets some wipes, so at least JSJ, whatever that means. Okay, lost my Panzer IV, that's bad. However, I'm not quite floating fuel, but I'm having enough fuel for another Panzer IV soon. At least that was what I thought at this very moment of the game. And yeah, I thought, okay, now he lost another Stuart. I mean, it's the 3rd Stuart already, I guess. Yeah, I think the 3rd Stuart. As well as quite a lot of section wipes. And the sniper already got 24 kills, so I think I thought, okay, the match is it's not running well for me, but it's not bad at the same time as well. So yeah, I thought, okay, everything's fine. My army composition is not sturdy, but it's fine. Snipers again retreating. At this very moment, I was so confused by the game that I really messed up my sniper plays. I messed up the scouting for my sniper, and this is why my sniper is just taking out one model and then instantly retreats, which is really not good. However, at the moment I have map control, and I will get this fuel point again, earning myself 5 more fuels. 5 more units of fuel! Ah, I have to practice my English. Yeah, planting some mines, that's nice. However, very soon we will see something like that. What is this? Okay, so we see a Churchill. And in this moment I thought, okay, maybe you paid attention and saw that I was building another Panzer IV. I instantly skipped it and went for the Panther. Because already had enough command points, luckily, because I mean a Panzer IV would not have been enough to deal with this Yuki bunch of steel.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
Alright, and now I think the intention was, well, most likely it's just having some infantry sections over here and the Churchill. That is no threat for my Panzer. And indeed, we see, okay, I mean that was a side hit, so it penned. Rear hit of the Panther. Pretty even fight at the moment, actually. Not bad. It's interesting to see that the Churchill is not even too weak compared to the Panther. However, now there are too many bounces already. And I think the UK Force player also thought, oh, the Churchill is performing so well, let's engage. And that was a mistake, because now I think the Churchill is dying. And I thought, oh, okay, it's dead, but Panther is low already again. So, go back home as fast as you can. Match 1, that's nice, actually. If there would have been another threat, I could have been smoking. And there's a little bit of inf backing it up. However, I think in this very moment, I think the UK Forces player already is still having another Stuart tank, and I would be really curious, since the Stuart tank was wrecking my Panzer IV. I mean, not exactly wrecking, but it was a threat for the Panzer IV. Actually, it was interesting to see that the Panzer IV took that much damage from a Stuart. Actually, historically not accurate at all, I would say. I would have loved to see whether a Stuart also could be a threat to a Panther. Yeah, okay, now he GG'd, and I think it was a good game indeed. We saw an interesting strat. After the balance pad, the UK forces are able to spam some Stuarts indeed, and despite from that still are able to get out a Churchill tank. Very interesting. Because I think, I mean, the Stuarts are not, they became a little bit cheaper, but they are not very cheap. So they are not too cheap. So I think interesting that he got the Churchill, because I mean, I wasn't controlling these fuels the entire game, but I think it was more or less even, wasn't it? Yeah. So at the same time, we saw a Panzer IV at my side, as well as a Panther, and we saw like 4 or 5 Stuarts at the UK Force player side, and a Churchill. So yeah, most likely it was even. So mistakes that were being done were that the UK Forces player was just greedily going for these Stuart tanks. I mean, turned out to be pretty strong, but at the same time he was just not paying any attention for his anti-tank gun. That is something I observed quite often in the last weeks of Company Heroes 3. Many players are just ignoring the anti-tank guns entirely and just focus on inf. I mean, the UK Forces players, of course, focused on playing sections and more sections and even more sections, and upgrade them with boys rifles. Yeah, that was pretty strong. However, it what I thought would happen exactly happened. So many players were just abusing this cheese and didn't focus on good gameplay, and I think maybe that was something we saw in this match. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, he actually didn't play badly. He played well. However, at the same time, he was lacking everything like mortars, MGs, anti-tank guns, stuff like that. So he was completely ignoring support weapons, and was just going for tanks and inf, mainline infantry and tanks. And I think that is the product of the early release Company of Heroes cheese struts abuse. So yeah, I think he could have been done very better with just building an anti-tank gun. And maybe a mortar, because I mean he saw that I was using these fortifications quite a lot, so a mortar would have hurt. I mean he used his base artillery. That was neat actually, but it was not enough to get me out of these houses all the time, I think. So that was a mistake of him. And I think I did the mistake that I played my anti-tank gun way too aggressively. I was way too confident that, okay, the Stuart is dead, now everything is fine. Maybe one more Stuart or stuff like that. Maybe an early Crusader tank, stuff like that. So I thought, okay, one tank, that's fine. I will back my anti-tank gun up with my Gren. And then I will be fine. However, I didn't realize that the UK Forces player was spamming like 4 or 5 Stuart tanks, and that was a threat to my single anti-tank gun actually. So, when you're playing against the UK forces in the future, don't do that very same mistake. I mean, you definitely want to have the high ground advantage, obviously, because otherwise your anti-tank guns are just missing and hitting the ground all the time. This is pretty annoying. And this is why I try to place it up hills. However, yeah, turned out too many Stuarts are not healthy for my one anti-tank gun and one Gren. It's not enough to deal with 2 Stuarts and maybe even more Stuarts. And as I lost my anti-tank gun, yeah, I thought, ooh, that is really bad. So maybe play your anti-tank guns a little more defensively. However, at the same time, I think this strat is still the way to go for the Wehrmacht at the moment. I think it's pretty strong, because you can get lots of fuel with the fuel sage ability, and you also can, I mean, against the UK forces you can play the sniper. Against the US forces, mostly you would like to go for 1 or even 2 MGs early on. That's better against this huge infantry spam. It's most likely to happen. Yeah, still, I think that's the way to go. Grens, anti-tank gun, sniper. Maybe 1 Panzer Grenadier, that's nice. Panzer 4 and the Panther. Against UK forces, apparently, I think you have to skip the 8-Rad armored car. You definitely want to have against the US forces, because it's more valuable against them, because it's coming at a point of the game where it's just more safe, let's say. And with that, let's say GG and well played, and let's have a good time.